यशोदानन्दन व्रज जनरञ्जन यशोदानन्दन व्रज जनरञ्जन यमुनतीरावनचारी यमुनतीरावनचारी जय राधा हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा हरे राम राम जय राधा मदन मोहन राधे जय जगन्नाथ बलदेवा जय सुभद्रमाय जय गौरनिताय 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 जय गौरनिताय। जय जय प्रभुपाद 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 प्रभुपाद। नित्य गौर हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल नित्य गौर हरि बोल। युगधर्म श्री हरिनाम संकीर्तनम की, ग्रंथराज श्रीमद्भागवतम की, जगद्गुरु श्रील प्रभुपाद की। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। नारायणं नमस्कृत्यं नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयामुदीरये। नष्टप्रायेषु अभद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवती उत्तमश्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्टिकी। कृष्णाय वासुदेवाय देवकीनन्दनाय च नन्दगोपकुमाराय गोविन्दाय नमो नमः। Hare Krishna. Today we are reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 4, Chapter 22, Prithu Maharaj's meeting with 4 Kumaras, text number 58. Varshati sma yatha kamam parjanya iva tarpana पर्जन्या इव तर्पयन् समुद्र इव दुर्बोधा सत्त्वेनाचलाराद् इव। वर्षति स्म यथा कामं पर्जन्या इव तर्पयन् समुद्र इव दुर्बोधा सत्त्वेनाचलाराड् इव। वर्षति स्म यथा कामं पर्जन्या इव तर्पयन् समुद्र इव दुर्बोधा सत्त्वेनाचलाराड् इव। Anyone from Mata is? What word meaning? Varshate, powering. Sma, used to. Yatha kamam, as much as one can desire. Parjanyaha, water. Iva, like. Tarpayan, pleasing. Samudraha, sea. Iva, likened. Durbodha, not understandable. Satvena, by existential position. Achala, the hills. Rat Iva, like the king of. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki. Translation. Just as rainfall satisfies everyone's desires, Maharaj Prithu used to satisfy everyone. He was just like the sea in that no one could understand his depths. And he was like Meru, the king of hills, in the fixity of his purpose. Purport. Maharaj Prithu used to distribute his mercy to suffering humanity, and it was like rainfall after the excessive heat. The ocean is wide and expansive, and it is very difficult to measure its length and breadth. Similarly, Prithu Maharaj was so deep and grave that no one could fathom his purposes. Jai Shri Shada Madhur Mohan ki, Jagannath Baldev Subhadra Maharani ki, Shri Shri Gaurnitai ki, Srila Prabhupada ki. The hill known as Meru is fixed in the universe as a universal pivot, and no one can move it an inch from its position. Similarly, no one could ever dissuade Prithu Maharaj when he was determined. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha. Sri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kada Mahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunadhanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Sri Vishakhanvitamscha Namavam Vishnu Padaya Krishna Presthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Nitinamini Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Namo Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namine Gauratvishe Namaha He Krishna Karuna Sindho Dinabandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Prem Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Krupa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Sri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, seeking blessings from His Grace Anandmai Prabhu and His Grace Sundarsham Prabhu and all assembled Vaishnavas, so that I can speak whatever I learned from superior spiritual master and Prabhupada as a service to all Vaishnavas and for my own purification. So, since last few verses, the wonderful qualities of Prithu Maharaj is narrated, and we can see all these wonderful qualities are compared to ornaments of a person. Generally, people wear ornaments to look beautiful, but Vaishnava qualities are the real ornaments that will make a person beautiful in the eyes of Krishna. And Prithu Maharaj is an ideal leader. Not only that, he is the Shakti-Avesh avatar of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And what wonderful qualities he exhibited in taking care of the dependents, it is a great lesson for all of us. Because every one of us, to some extent, playing some leadership position in different levels. A mother is also a leader, father is also a leader. So everyone in this world is a kind of leader in some area of their jurisdiction. So we have a lot to learn from the qualities of Prithu Maharaj. And it is said actually, being a Vaishnava and at the same time being a leader is very tough job. Unless a person is a pure devotee, it is not easy to do the justice. And if somebody really takes the service to the core of his heart, it will impel him to become pure devotee. It will push him towards becoming pure devotee one day, surely. So, really very tough job of a leader who is a Vaishnava. So, being a Vaishnava means he is a paradukka dukki. That is the basic definition of Vaishnava is told. But a living entity is so much conditioned actually. Because of conditioning, he is trying to enjoy in this material world. And everybody is happy in one sense. But we have to see them suffering and try to help them towards the lotus feet of Krishna. So, in that way, it is very difficult challenge actually for a leader to help a conditioned soul. So, one common thing actually which I observed seeing our spiritual leaders, spiritual master and His Grace Radhesham Prabhu, any wonderful leader, we have to respect the conditionings of others and at the same time accommodate their conditionings and help them to grow spiritually. So that is the great task of a leader. Accommodating conditionings, that doesn't mean that we have to pamper them again. There is a difference between accommodating and respecting the conditionings and pampering them. Yeah. So it is a very fine balance actually we have to see when it comes to taking care of citizens. Here it is told, Prithu Maharaj is like a rainfall, satisfies everyone's desires. That means used to satisfy everyone. Prithu Maharaj used to satisfy everyone. So when it comes to taking care of their needs, we have to be very liberal. And when it comes to demand surrender also, that is also is there. So it is very, very fine balance actually, which a leader has to do. That's what we can see in the life of Prithu Maharaj and any other successful spiritual leaders which we can see. They are very accommodative, at the same time very demanding also at the same time. So in that way, a conditioned soul is very gradually drawn towards lotus feet of Krishna. So showing compassion means everybody is a package of body, mind and soul. So we have to show compassion to the body, compassion to the mind and compassion to the soul also. So Maya is that when you equate all these three, only compassion to the body and thinking that I am serving spiritually. That's what is happening everywhere in so-called societies, doing some kind of manav seva and they are thinking that we are doing some spiritual welfare. So many organizations are thoroughly confused about the difference between body and soul. First of all, they don't know the basic thing. First of all, what is compassion for the body, what is compassion for the mind and what is compassion for the soul. So they are thoroughly confused and they are thinking that they are doing some spiritual welfare to the conditioned soul, but they are making them more and more entangled in this material world in the name of guiding them spiritually. That is what the situation of in this world now. That's what is happening in the case of father, mother also. They also maybe end up doing the same thing for their children. They are thinking that they are doing great service to their dependents actually, but they are misguiding without the knowledge of Bhagavad Gita. So, but a leader is that person actually, he is not carried away in the process of showing compassion to the body and mind. That the fine challenge comes. Actually, we have to show compassion to their body and mind and take care of their needs. And in the process of taking care of their needs, the leader should not be get carried away. So he should be very, very broad in his consciousness. Like Bhagavad Gita says, Apuryamanam achala pravishta samudramapa pravishanti yadvad tadvad kamayam pravishanti sarve shashanti mapnoti na kama kami. So in that it says, as rivers are entering into ocean, the ocean remains undisturbed. So like that, a person who is situated in between so many alluring temptation situations, so many desires are provoking, but he is completely peaceful. So he should be on that platform while serving his dependents, because we have to provide their needs and you should not be carried away by those things. So that's why actually, if you see, the knowledge and leadership is given to Rajarshis. Bhagavad Gita says, then who are the leaders? The leader is a Rajarshi. He is the king as well as a rishi, saintly person actually. Externally king, internally rishi. So for them, the knowledge of Bhagavad Gita is given actually. So they can rule the world and they can control everything in a right spirit. So in that way you can see actually how Parikshit Maharaj and the kings, Kali could not enter only that place. So what an amazing leadership is there actually. It's not he is a one person actually. There are so many people under him. They should be also that much transparent so that Kali could not even penetrate into the kingdom. So these are all great Rajarshis actually. So they could take care of the dependents in a very proper way. So, in that way, uh, it is necessary to show compassion to the dependents, but there is an adhikar also how much we can show compassion towards our dependents. To the degree we are spiritually elevated, to that degree we can exercise compassion also. And Prabhupada writes, Haridas Thakur could show compassion towards the prostitute also. Because he is so spiritually exalted. And in that it comes also, Haridas Thakur says to the prostitute, I know why you came. I know that rascal has sent to assassinate my character. But I want to go on that particular day only. But I waited only for your deliverance only. So he stays there and he chants 3 continuous days and hearing from the wonderful lotus lips of Haridas Thakur. Namacharya, sound vibration completely purified the prostitute's heart. And she also got initiated. Haridas Thakur initiation is very great. 192 rounds only directly. She started chanting 192 rounds from that day onwards. So that is very unbelievable, actually. Haridas Thakur showing compassion to the prostitute. And Prabhupada gives this also. Narada Muni accommodates Kayadu, Hiranyakashipu's wife, when he was about to be harassed by demigods. So he takes her and keeps in his ashram. Narada Muni sannyasi, and woman, and he is giving one-to-one preaching, giving Krishna Katha to her. And Prabhupada says, we cannot do all these things. They are very, very transcendentally situated. And we can see also Prabhupada going to Western countries, living among hippies. And there is an instance that Prabhupada goes to Avalon ballroom. There is all crazy people are there actually. And very big DJ kind of music and everything. Prabhupada leads Kirtan, Hare Krishna Mahamantra. And Prabhupada says, actually, this is not a place for a brahmachari, And there is one more instance come, actually, that followers take Prabhupada to a naked park. And Prabhupada delivers lecture there also to them. And there are so many instances are there actually. And if we are there, at least myself, we may end up becoming like a hippie, It can happen. But so we can see actually how to the degree person is spiritually exalted, actually, his level of showing compassion also increases. So it is said, Krishna consciousness means feel for the suffering of others. But last time we are hearing actually that in Leeds, as our passion reduces, as our levels of passion and ignorance reduces, our compassion also increases. So passion come hona chahiye, so that compassion can come. So, but in the neophyte stage, what happens? A devotee feels materialistic people are enjoying more than us. And we don't develop so much faith in process what we are following, and we think that I am missing something. And we get doubt whether they are suffering or I am suffering actually. So it is a great challenge actually. And I heard actually one devotee saying, one of the congregation told that ours is over, let our kids enjoy. Don't touch them. So unfortunate situation actually. And they are thinking that actually they lost something by becoming Krishna conscious. So So that is the plight of a conditioned soul, that actually even after getting something, so valuable, they are unable to understand what a great treasure we got. So Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur says actually the purpose of Krishna consciousness movement is to relieve the conditioned soul from the burden of sense gratification. He says the sense gratification, whatever we are doing, it is a great burden which we are carrying. And if you want to remove the burden, people don't want, we want to carry that. Especially we can see actually how much people are suffering. And Prabhupada also said once, some people are surfing in an ocean. And Prabhupada said, why? What are they doing? And Prabhupada, they are surfing. Are they suffering? No, Prabhupada, it is surfing. No, you may call it is surfing, but it is, they are suffering only. And Prabhupada comes to the temple and he says, actually today I saw some people, they are suffering in the ocean. In Bhagavatam class he says. So literally we can see actually how much people are so much addicted to sense gratification and so much suffering. In trains and buses when we travel, people continuously hold on to the smartphone and watching movie after movie after movie actually. Last time I remember once I am coming from Adilabad to Hyderabad in bus. There is one fellow who sat next to me and he started holding the smartphone with two hands and sitting erect and put that Bluetooth earphones and he started watching movies. And in the middle of the night once they stopped the bus for some washrooms and everything, then also I saw he is watching. And afterwards I got down at Hyderabad, then also he is watching. How much person has a stamina actually to do sense gratification in this world actually, we can see. And people sometimes play cards, in trains and everywhere, make a sitting and everything for hours together actually. I used to see in my childhood actually some, relatives also, during some festivals, they sit like we sit for japa, like that, sit in circle. And for hours together, morning to night, they keep on playing. I feel actually their back doesn't pain or what actually. So living in it has so much capacity to sense gratification actually. And if you tell them to chant one round, and you will see all the symptoms of Arjuna in the first chapter of Bhagavad Gita, and hands are, paining, how much it is length, one mala, it is not finishing only. So it is so much conditioned actually. So we can see a Vaishnava is very, very compassionate and at the same time very strong also. Prabhupada says it is Vajradapi Kotoram Kusmadapi Komalam. And we can see in the life of Prabhupada also actually, he is so strong. In so many occasions, he used to call them fools and rascals and everything. I will kick the scientists with my shoes, their face. so heavy, But at the same time, he has great humility also. Somewhere he was asked actually, you are saying first class, second class, third class, which class you are? Prabhupada spontaneously told actually, it's not that planned kind of thing. He told, I am fifth class. So it is a real humility. He is genuinely humble. At the same time, he is very strong also. So he is the person actually who can really, help a conditioned soul coming towards Krishna. And not only that, actually we can see Prabhupada at the last stage of his life, he asked forgiveness from all his god brothers. Due to so much success, I became so proud. I must have offended all of you. And not only that, actually, Prabhupada, out of his humility, he told actually, because I am getting so proud, actually, Krishna gave me this disease to humble me. So he made me like this. So it is not ordinary thing actually. So very very humble at the same time, very very strong when it is needed. Radhanath Maharaj says Vaishnava is a combination of gentle humility and fierce determination. So it is very very tough combination. Being humble also at the same time being determined also. And Prabhupada also always used to say is Vaishnava is like a British soldier and like Bengali mother. And we can see Bengali mothers are, especially Sachimata, how much she is so much loving towards Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And so Prabhupada always used to say Bengali mothers. And we can see in the love means it is a fine balance between strict and liberal also. We have to strict also, we have to be liberal also. But when to be strict, when to be liberal, how do you know? That depends upon your service attitude. Service attitude makes the finer difference between to be strict also and liberal also. When he is having great service spirit, Krishna gives the inspiration from within when to be strict and when to be liberal also. And if you see in Bhagavatam, Yashoda is so much loving towards Krishna, but she also bound Krishna at one point of time. So that day when Nanda Maharaj came to home, he heard that Krishna was bound, and he smiled also from within. And why he smiled, it is said, Yashoda is so much loving towards Krishna, but she took that action means this fellow did something big mischief only. Otherwise Yashoda would not go to that extent of binding Krishna. So Nanda Maharaj find a kind of joy also from within, seeing the Yashoda's step. And we can see that Jagannath Mishra also was got complaint from people. Your Nimai is doing so many, mischief. And he takes a stick and comes actually to punish Nimai. And on that day, Jagannath Mishra gets a dream. And in the dream, one person comes and he says, do you know who is your son? He is none other than Supreme Personality of Godhead, Narayana. Jagannath Mishra says, maybe. But he is my son, understand? If I don't teach discipline, if I don't correct him, who will tell? And then he offers obeisances and goes away, that person. So it is actually, being a servant is a very, very great thing actually. It's not something normal. It is very extraordinary thing. And it is said actually Prabhupada also happened to accept so much service from hippies and expressed so much satisfaction with small their contribution. Why? Because if we become pleased, Yasya prasadat bhagavat prasado, to the degree he is pleased, they receive the mercy of Krishna. So in that way actually accepting service is a service of a spiritual master towards the disciples. So Prabhupada used to become so much pleased actually for whatever small things they used to do. And because of that actually Krishna showered unlimited mercy towards them. So in that way if you see actually Prabhupada writes that a guru has unlimited intelligence to deliver his disciple. So it is like a loving mother. When the child is very adamant not to eat, she has intelligence actually how to feed the child. Even though the child is very mischievous and don't want to eat, that mother will not leave because her intense love towards the child, I have to feed. And that gives her intelligence actually, how to feed somehow or other. She will make the child to eat. So similarly, a spiritual master or Vaishnavas have great compassion towards the living entities. They find ways and means actually how we can help the conditioned soul. So recently I was hearing one devotee asked actually His Holiness Jayapatak Swami Maharaj that Maharaj actually how to receive the mercy of Lord Nityananda Prabhu. And Maharaj gave an outstanding answer actually. I was so shocked. And Maharaj told, how can you escape from the mercy of Lord Nityananda? So this shows actually he is the mercy incarnation of Lord Nityananda. How can you escape? He is asking how to receive. So you cannot escape. Don't think that. So even if you want to escape also, I will not. I will not allow you to escape from the mercy of Lord Nityananda. So if you see, there are so many wonderful narrations are there from the lives of acharyas and our spiritual masters, which we can assimilate and apply in our day-to-day life, so that we can also become one day a better Vaishnava and a human being. Thank you all very much for your patient hearing. Let us stop here. Grandhara Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. And my Prabhu, you want to add anything?
Yeah, thank you very much for your lecture. So many examples you have given about the compassion of a Vaishnava and how the Vaishnava should behave in different circumstances in order to show his mercy to everyone. One lady, disciple, asked from Srila Prabhupada, what should be our behavior either in the temple or outside when we go for preaching, distributing books? What should be the basic behavior? And Srila Prabhupada answered to that, be a lamb in the temple, be a tiger outside.
Thank you very much. Prabhu, you want to add anything? ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भागवतम की जय, श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय।